So Frauscher has a long history, right, in the boating industry also. But how has it evolved throughout the years, and what are the most iconic models that have helped the company evolve through the years?
Yeah, Maria, that's correct. Frauscher builds boats since 1927. It was founded by Engelbert Frauscher close to Vienna on the river, on the Danube River in 1927. And the boats the company built has evolved a lot over the years. Obviously, it started with wooden boats, wooden sailboats, but also wooden power boats, even racing boats for the Olympics, racing sailboats. And then it evolved over the years in GRP boats. Frauscher started quite early in the 50s in producing boats out of GRP, and also started extremely early with electric boats in 1955. And from there it developed to be predominantly a sailboat builder with the H boat, the H26 in the 80s and the 90s, and then in the 90s it started again with the power boats, and now we are here with bigger boats and most of our clients not on the lakes but on the sea.
So design has been a big part of the attention you put towards the boat as well. What are those key elements that define the aesthetic when it comes to Frauscher boats?
I think it all starts with proportion. Boats need to be low, need to be wide, to have sort of sexy aesthetic, so to speak. And it all comes from the proportion in the beginning. But then, of course, we have some distinctive features, and we want clients to even see from hundreds of meters afar that it is a Frauscher boat they're seeing and not any other brand. And so we have a specific line, we call it a set, that connects the hull and the deck of the boat. We have frameless tinted windscreens, we have the straight bow that obviously has been copied a lot in the past 10-15 years, that signify you are looking in fact at a Frauscher boat. But I think the specific difference of Frauscher compared to many other brands is that we don't build the same boat in different sizes, so it doesn't look all the same, but each specific model has its own individuality, its own design language. So while a client may look at a 28-footer or a 45-footer, they are both immediately visible as Frauscher boats, but you can still see that it's not the same design, just in different sizes.
There's something that it's different.
Correct.
So can you tell us a bit about the latest models of Frauscher and what makes them unique?
Yes, Maria. So in terms of power boats, we launched the 1212 Ghost and 1212 Ghost Air in the past few years. And these have been extremely successful for us because they bridge the gap that we had in the model range between the 1017 GT, our premier twin-engined boat that was a great success for us on the sea, with now over 150 units built and launched, and the 1414 Demon, our biggest model with 45 feet. And this gap, this 1212 Ghost with 39 feet, has been extremely successful on the market, both as a closed deck version but also as a center console air version that we usually build. That's on the powerboat side of things and on the bigger side of things, and on the electric boat side of things, it's obviously the cooperation with Porsche that I guess we will speak even more about, that has been a big focus of ours.
So speaking of Porsche, obviously performance is it's important when it comes, to Frauscher. And so can we speak a little bit about performance? What has been maybe technological innovations that enhance the driving experience? And also let's talk about the collaboration between Frauscher and, you call it Porsche.
Yeah, performance has always been an important aspect of ours, and obviously if you come from a sailboat and electric boat background, hull performance is the most important thing, because energy, when you get it out of batteries or when you get it from the wind, is hard to come by. It's much harder to come by than with combustion engines, and so you have to work much harder to have the hull design needed to be as efficient, as fast as possible. And we use the same things we learned in this space also on our power boats, with stepped hulls, with innovative hull designs that first of all make the boat faster, but also make the boat perform better in rough conditions with deep V hulls, so you can go offshore without having too bumpy of a ride, with staying dry on board as well. So that's a very, very important aspect of ours, and we spend a lot of development budget also to have our hulls perform well in all conditions that the boat is designed for. And now the sort of two markets collide, because years ago we always had different hull designs for the electric boats and the power boats, and now with the Porsche project we have the electric power to move boats as fast or even faster than with combustion engines. And that's why the learnings that we had in the past decades come now so handy in making a boat that really, really performs well in both a lake setting or also on the sea, even though it's electrically powered.
And if you would have to mention one or more models that have been a game changer in this aspect, which ones come to mind?
So I think the first real game changer for us in terms of design, but also in terms of performance, was the 686 Lido. It's a model we launched in the mid-2000s, and it was the first Frauscher boat that sort of defined the lines, the aesthetics that we have now, with the straight bow, with the set in the hull deck connection that we talked about. And it was also our first center console boat. And in that regard, it really changed the conversation about Frauscher from a very local builder, very specialized builder, to really being on the map worldwide, so to speak, or at least in the whole of Europe, for design, for performance, and also for quality, of course.
And if we would have to mention a model that you launched lately, which one do you think is the one that gave you maybe more satisfaction, not more than others, but that gave you that, we got it on the market, it's ours, we did that?
That was the 1414 Demon for me. It was launched in 2016, our still biggest model to date, with 45 feet. And when we first showed the drawing, even to our dealers, even to our friends, they basically thought we are crazy, because they said, look, you guys are not into yacht building, you guys are boat builders for the lake and so on. Nobody believed really we could build a boat that can be successful in this market that's full of big players, of also very storied shipyards, and this boat has been a game changer for us, also in terms of revenue. To be honest, it put Frauscher in a different bracket as a company as well.
And how about the Phantom 850?
The cooperation with Porsche for the 850 Phantom put the model in a different sphere, because the hull performance was always there, but now to have it electrified, but going, actually I went on it 2 days ago in Mallorca, and we went over 50 knots on it. So going 50 knots with an electric boat with no noise from the engine is a magical feeling, to be honest. Yeah.
So where do you see Frauscher going? If we look into the future, what can we say about Frauscher?
So I think we have great products in the pipeline. So I urge all of our fans, of our clients, to follow us closely, because we have great models coming up in the next 2-3 years. Obviously, we are celebrating 100 years of Frauscher in 2027, and we have something special planned for the 100-year celebration as well, of course. But I also want to say that for us, both markets stay important. We want to keep focusing on where we came from, which is boats for the lakes, smaller boats, single-engine boats with petrol or electric power. But we also want to give new toys, new boats to our clients on the sea, and we're having great boats coming up.
So you don't forget your DNA, but yet you look towards the future.
Definitely, definitely.
And one more thing, obviously the sustainability is becoming always a big theme. And so how does Frauscher position itself when it comes to the e-boat segment?
So obviously we see sustainability in a broader sense than just propulsion. Frauscher is very proud that we produce all of our boats still in Austria, and we have a supply chain that's very local. Hull and decks are made in Italy, are laminated in Italy, in Alto Adige, while many other parts, be it the woodwork, stainless steel, windscreens, carbon fiber work, are all produced locally in Austria. Even the batteries and the drivetrains of the electric boats are built in half in Austria, half in Germany. So it's really a very, very local supply chain, and that obviously also helps in sustainability. On the other side of things, we have, as a whole, we have to lower CO2 emissions. And there's also a few ways to go about it. One is obviously electric drivetrains, but we also have to be realistic. It's not going to be possible to drive 50 knots for hours with an electric boat right now. That will take some more years. So we are working with, having learned how to build efficient boats in the electric boat sector, to put that also on the powerboat segment. So our powerboats also use less fuel than our competition uses, and we also work more and more in electrifying other aspects of boating.
So now we just have to wait for 2027 to see what's coming up.
No, there's
there's going to be before.
In fact, we will have the next new model launch coming up in 2026.
Okay.
So we will have one new model launch in 2026 and the next one in 2027.
Okay, so we'll be waiting. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.